to a behind the scenes live. And I'm going to do some filming with my GoPro as well. So you're just going to kind of see what I do behind the scenes, and then see of course, the actual tasks that you normally see in my videos and my time lapses and things of that nature. So if you have any questions, just put them in the comment section, and then make sure to like, share, and subscribe the channel and any videos that you go check out. Since I'll be working, I may not respond. I probably won't respond to the comments. I might do it live interaction, but as far as like commenting back or anything like that, I probably won't be doing that today. So with that said, I'm just going to kind of jump into it, and I'll just kind of talk sometimes I won't, and just kind of go from there. But what I normally do is I will set my GoPro camera up and just find the angle that I want, and I'll film some time lapse of it, because usually what I do is it's generally speaking a long task. So I'll try to get a few mid-range, up close, and then maybe some far away shots, just to catch a good variety of angles. Sometimes I'll just do one shot. I think I'm gonna and you have to check your lighting and things of that nature. So I've got my window behind me, and I keep this on. I've got my window behind me, so I've got pretty good lighting in here. So obviously I did some work yesterday. I did some work this weekend. I didn't really film as well, which I'll show you that, because I'm not completely done with it. And it might be in a separate live. I might just keep this one going. Again, if you're watching, I can't see from here if I have any viewers, but if you're watching, right now I'm on a road to 1,000 subscribers. I'm on a road to getting monetized. I've got tons of content backlogged from the years of filming at our previous property and this one, and so there's plenty of content for you to enjoy. A lot of DIY, how to, and just fun time lapse type stuff to watch. It's relaxing. So make sure to like and subscribe so you can see the new content when it comes out. Share it out to your spouse or friends or whatever, because I would like to eventually be able to make income from this. And so I need people to view the content. So I'm going to dump this out. Again, if you're watching, I may or may not be engaging with the comment section as much, just because I'm going to be working. And so, but again, it's just to kind of be behind the scenes type stuff. I always kind of find it neat when I come across somebody's channel and it's like, I always tell this to my wife. It's like everybody's just living their life and trying to do their own thing, and it's kind of neat to see what everybody's got going on. But it's crazy how many people that are out there that are a lot like you, but of course at the same time everybody's unique. But everybody's just kind of doing their thing. So yeah, if you're watching, just make sure to hit that subscribe button, and help me get to that 1,000 subscriber mark. So I have tons of content on here that would be enjoyable. I like it, at least. I guess that's all that really matters. But if I like it, then I know there's a lot of people out there that like it as well. And if there's any technical issues with the live feed, like I said, feel free to. I'll run through the comments before I end this live, and I'll make sure to work on that, correcting it, and things of that nature. So, tell you a little bit more about this project. So, I started it yesterday. This is kind of like step one of the actual work. So, what I'm doing is I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to start a handyman business. So, I've got my signs. I won't post the actual sign here, but I want to mount it to this board of OSB, and I need to make it waterproof, weatherproof. So I'm sealing it with a water-based primer before I paint it with a weatherproof paint. And for the most part, this won't get any actual rain on it because I'm going to glue the sign to it. And the sign, of course, is corrugated, weatherproof sign, rated for UV rays. And my time lapse stopped. See, this is behind the scenes right here. I'll keep it G-rated. But sometimes the GoPro, it actually takes voice commands. And so you have to be careful because sometimes it just like literally will think you said something to do something. Like, I won't say the words, but if you didn't want to video yourself anymore, there's a certain command that you would say, and it'll just cease to do that operation anymore. I'm trying to be careful about what I say because it will pick it up, even though you're supposed to say a certain prompt before you say the command. But yeah, I'm sealing this real good. I want to seal it real good along all the surfaces really, but especially the edges, because those are going to be the most exposed to any potential moisture. So I'm going to get a good coat of primer so that the paint sticks real well to this. And actually, this is like my second coat on the edges because when I had it flipped over, I did the edges as best I could reach. But I've got this thing propped up. It's on plastic, and it's on boards to elevate it. And then on that board, since I've already painted the other side, I wanted the least amount of contact on the painted side so the paint doesn't stick and stuff to that. And so I grabbed little drill bits. And so it's kind of like sitting up on a point, 4 points. So I'll just let this dry probably for at least 4 hours. I could probably do less than that, but I want it to be good and dry. And then I'll paint it. I'm going to paint it black because that's just what I have. And then once this boards are painted, I'll be able to take my signs and I'll just be able to take some tube adhesive or something that's got some body to it, and I'll glue it down to the board. And then I'm going to mount it inside of a 2x4 frame And inside that 2x4 frame, I'm going to take 4 2x4s that have a pretty rough cut, not to the exact dimension. I'll run them through my table saw. I've already got set up to cut I forget the official term for it, but I'll cut a trough, a groove into the middle of the 2x4 so that this sign will be fully encased around the edges. And then the bottom 2x4, the bottom of the frame, bottom of the sign, I will probably drill 3 or 4 holes in the event that water does and is likely to get in that bottom trough just from surface rain hitting the sign and draining down it. Most of that water should go out because I will I'll put a sealant edge, a bead of caulking along that to keep water from getting in there, moisture and stuff. But it's bound to get in there, so I'll at least on some degree. So I need some way for it to easily get out. And I don't want it pooling up at all. So one thing when you're doing this OSB, you want to try to get it doesn't have a perfectly flat surface. It's just chunks of wood glued together and pressed together. You want to try to get sealer and whatever in those little holes and cracks and crevices, because it's best to have the sealer in there and then paint on top of that. So another reason that's good for painting this white is when I come back in with the black, I will really be able to see any spots that I miss and things of that nature. I'm just getting another angle, trying to get a little bit of a closer up look. So, but it's going to be pretty cool. These are 4 foot by 4 foot signs that I'm painting. That's going to be the backer board. Probably should have taken that sticker that I just painted over. Probably should have taken it off, but oh well. I'm not going to be able to quite use up all this paint or all this primer. And I like to paint with oil-based paint as far as just because it's, ultimately it adheres better. But this is actually, I had, for some reason I'd gotten this at one point in time. I guess I just bought it because I also like non-oil based paints because they just don't stink as bad. They're not going to get you, I guess we'll call it chemically altered, killing brain cells and things of that nature. I don't even have my window open right now, and I can barely even smell anything. But it's still pretty good primer sealer. So like I said, if anybody's watching, just earlier I'd mentioned to like and subscribe, share this channel out. I'm on the road to 1,000 subscribers. I've been doing YouTube. I've been on YouTube for I don't know, posting content for 2 or 3 years at least, or roughly, I don't know, something like that. I have to look. And I wouldn't say that I haven't been serious about posting out content and trying to get subscribers and trying to create content that I enjoy and that others would enjoy. But part of it's a journey, trying to figure out exactly what you want the channel to be, ultimately. Because I don't want to do anything that's not genuine. And so I kind of got thinking about it and talking to my wife about it. I was like, I mean, if you're going to do a channel, obviously just be yourself, do stuff you enjoy, and try to do a good job to where people will like it, but don't like change who you are or what you do just for the sole purpose of, or think that will quote unquote get followers, get subscribers. Because I mean, I enjoy doing this kind of stuff. I also do enjoy making money. I also enjoy helping people or teaching people per se. Do I enjoy getting together one on one and like instructing and so forth and so on? Maybe a little bit to some degree. But what I really enjoy is just doing cool stuff. And if somebody can learn from some of the cool stuff that I'm doing, it's more of an ideal instruction environment for me if it's kind of from the comfort of my own home and I can just talk and people can just listen and pick up bits and pieces from this or that, and then couple that with other things that they hear, and then take that and apply it to, just apply common sense and their own technical know-how. Because ultimately, that's what I do on anything I do. I don't take just one thing and just roll with it. And that's what I've always encouraged other people to do, no matter what it is I'm talking to them about. Whether it be my past career in finance, my past career in automotive collision repair, paint and body stuff, or even further back into the college, high school days where I was tutoring people. You can ultimately just give people the tools, the tools to get it done themselves. Like, if somebody's going to do something, they've got to want to do it. So, and same thing with like your kids when you're raising your kids. I mean, you can only teach them and mold them and guide them for a portion of their life, and you can only tell them things and help them do things so much. At some point, they've got to take ownership of that. And they've got to apply their own deal, because everybody's just on one person, right? So they have to ultimately take the initiative and take command over their own life. I mean, you literally, there's just not enough. Like, I am only one person. I can only do so much without jeopardizing what other responsibilities I have. It's like I literally can't keep up with all the stuff that needs to be done at the house for the kids, for the family, and keep up with their homework and their grades and their due dates and their assignments. So you have to kind of, like, naturally speaking, it's easy just to let your kids or whoever you're working with take the bull by the horns, so to say, and then be responsible for their own actions, because you just literally don't have enough time in the day to get it done. Excuse me. So I'm about done with this here, and then I'm just going to let this dry. Excuse me. And I'll come back and paint this either another day or later today. So again, just to kind of reiterate for everybody who's just joining, is I'm painting these boards that I've pre-cut to size. I'm going to mount a corrugated sign to it. I'm going to build a casing, a wooden frame that will encase this sign board assembly after I painted it black. And that should make it last. It should last a minimum of 5 years, unless the sign is really a piece of crap. And if that's the case, I should still be able to reuse this board if I need to. So I'm just going to kind of look it over real quick. Pretty good. Good enough. So I'll take this. I guess I'll go clean this off. And then I'll start another live here in just a bit. So I'll do this here. I'm going to clean this up a little bit. I have just a little bit of paint left in that can that I can use. I mean, I need more of this stuff to paint my wooden frames. So I'll have to buy more anyway, but I might buy a different brand maybe. All right, so let's leave that like that. And I'm going to stop my time lapse. And I'll go out and wash off my stuff. So all right, if you're watching, make sure to like and subscribe. Help me get to my 1,000 subscriber goal. And if you want to see more of this, just make sure to like and subscribe so you'll get alerted to it. I'm going to go set up in a different spot and show you a little bit more behind the scenes. Bigfoot out.